Hello everyone, this is Moshe, the Electric Israeli and FSD. If you're new, please subscribe and help me change the world one electric car at a time. Thank you to all my supporters. Follow me on X, be my Patreon, and if you're in the market to buy a Tesla, please use my referral code. All the links are below. To my new growing English-speaking channel, today, talking about GM. Okay, let me just tell you, 2016, I bought the Chevy Volt, 2016 Chevy Volt, which I still own. It has over 110,000 miles. I just made a big video about it. I'll put you a card above my head. Review of that car. It's a wonderful car. I don't drive it anymore. My son does. He takes it to college. He loves it. It has about between 30 to 50 miles of range depending on the weather. And then it is a plug-in hybrid, okay? A four-seater, it's a fifth-seater, but it's a four-seater. Watch the video, you'll get it. So, because it was such a good car, built from the grounds up in 2010, there was a Chevy Volt, first generation, and in 2016, the second generation, created by the legendary Bob Lutz. And it was a great car. It is a wonderful car. And what does GM do to great cars? They stopped making them, just like they did with the EV1 back in the early 90s. That's what they do. This is their pattern. So anything is good. And then, of course, they make bombastic announcements of 30 new EVs in 2025. We are in 2024. I don't think so. And the EVs that they bring, besides the Chevy Bolt EV and the Chevy Bolt EUV, all their EVs are basically their existing cars, like the Silverado, like the Blazer, the Equinox, and others. It's gasoline cars that were converted to be electric cars to make things familiar. And they don't sell a lot of them. And they start cutting back on production. And now Mary Barra, the woman who made a difference in the EV world, according to our president Joseph Robinette Biden, that she mattered. She led the industry. They are cutting back on EVs production, and they are bringing back the PHEV, the plug-in hybrid. Is that going to be the Chevy Volt, which should have never been taken out of circulation? It's really a great car for people who lives in remote areas, don't have access to charging. It's a great car, cannot use a pure EV. This is great. You can drive on gas. It's a very efficient car. It's a 45 miles per gallon. On just if you just drive it without charging. It's a very, very good car. It's like a Prius that charges itself. So they are now back, and the reason she said we are committed to eliminating tailpipes. Well, it has a tailpipe. PHEVs burn gas. They do. They have oil changes. I did a big oil change. I had an oil leak. I just spent $800 on fixing a big oil leak that I have in the Chevy Volt. I'm not complaining. I had it for 110,000 miles. Okay? That's fantastic. I didn't spend too much money on it except for oil changes. That's it. So they're going to bring it back. Now, are they going to bring it back to the Chinese market? That's interesting. To the Chinese market, which their strict rules for emission. Is it to make the emission of their fleet in the United States better, since they're not selling enough electric cars? So we always say that the legacy automakers will eventually collapse, because EVs is what is the future, whether you like it or not, this default or design. Governments are going to do that. California, a state of 40 million people, I think 23% of cars sold last year were EVs of all kinds. Obviously, Teslas are number one because they are the most sold in the United States. But GM keep going like a ping pong from side to side, trying to take something that exists and to put battery in it, like the Hummer EV, thinking that people will buy it. Well, they don't. Because they don't. You have to have a grounds up, one after the other. Tesla sold 1.81 million cars last year, basically two models, Model 3 and Model Y, and Model Y being the best seller in the world. These are pure electric cars that were born as electric cars, designed to be electric cars, not some kind of a cockamamie idea. So the Chevy Volt, even though it's a plug-in hybrid with really great range, 50, 55 miles when it's new, this, when I used to drive it, it was my electric car. I put gas maybe twice a year. It was all electric, 80, 90% of the time electric. So why take it down? The Chevy Volt should be should graduate to be a pure electric version. Grounds up, make one good one, people will buy it. Make two, people will buy it. So you take all these names, okay, all these, Silverado and Equinox and all the others, and you make them to be electric cars, and nobody buys them. Nobody buys them. So now they're going back on their words. They should be doomed. Okay, I'm not for dooming American companies, but if this is what you do, you have no right to exist. All right? Let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow.